So what should we talk about, guys? Do we want to talk about this Endgame, Omid, Scobie? I always call him Scobie because he's a bit of a joke figure, really.
Well, exactly. And let's not call them revelations, they're allegations.
They're lies.
OK, Tonia never pulls back.
They're lies. I mean, they're lies to put out there to sell a book, and they're twisting things. Kate is an elegant woman who was aware of what it would mean to become Queen, to be Princess of Wales, and she stepped into that role elegantly and has done it beautifully and stoically, and they're trying to twist that into something else. It's disgusting.
Yeah. They're
it's
saying...
almost misogynistic, actually.
It is misogynistic. Absolutely is misogynistic, yeah.
Attacking her obsession by clothes, the way she looks.
No, because that's part of
lessons.
That's her job,
yeah.
and she's taken her job seriously. She's following in the footsteps of the Queen, taking this job and her duty very seriously and doing a fantastic job of it. And what this Scooby-Doo guy's trying to do is to make her look like some kind of puppet, like she doesn't have a brain. She's a mother of three, and I think she's absolutely brilliant, making up nicknames. We all made up nicknames. We called her Waity Katie for a while, and now they're calling her, Keen Katie or Katie Keen, whatever it is. But what she is actually is practising to be Queen Katie.
Yeah. Will any of these punches land on the royal family? I think it just galvanises people to be in more support of them.
Well, I would rather hope that people wouldn't buy the book on the basis of what we've seen. But we'll see. But obviously, what the author was doing was actually trying to make it so sensational, and that's why these things sell. At the moment, I would have thought that this is where Harry really does have to make a statement.
Yes.
And he ought to say...
Agree. Yeah, I agree.
I think he ought to say that neither he nor his circle had any input into this book whatsoever, and he doesn't recognise any of the claims made in it. That would be the best thing for him, because otherwise the suspicion is he's always he's behind it somewhere.
But he'd have to grow a spine to do that.
But also, this is fraught. Nigel, you remember when Andrew Morton wrote his book, which revealed the scale of the dysfunctionality of Charles and Diana's marriage. The then director of the Press Complaints Commission, a man called Lord MacGregor of Durrës, gave an interview, and he said it's disgraceful the way the Princess of Wales' privacy has been invaded. And it turned out about 3 days later she cooperated.
That's the point.
Fully.
That's the point.
With Andrew Morton.
So what we need to know is, did Harry and Meghan cooperate on this book or not?
Or their circle.
Or their circle, and if they didn't, they ought to say so.
Yeah, and I suspect there will be a deafening silence.
Absolutely. Well, there is. I mean, if they must have seen this book before, and they should have put a press thing
but it matters,
before saying that we have nothing to do with it.
It matters so much, doesn't it, to the Sussexes, what other people think. They are perpetually obsessed with what other people think. And if this is a book that they feel shows them in a positive light when they feel that the rest of the global media shows them in a negative light, they're not going to say it's not true, because they're desperate for people to believe it, aren't they?
But it doesn't. Everything they do, they just don't seem to have a modicum of intelligence between them. No. And their team doesn't seem to be very intelligent either, because everything they do alienates people. People have they've got onto this kind of Meghan defensive wagon that they say if you don't like Meghan, then you're a racist, and so it's become this other thing. But the reality is everything. If she was a white woman and all the things that she'd been doing, she'd be really, really told off now. People are tiptoeing about that.
Interesting that the New York Times, Nigel, which had been pretty supportive of them, a paper on the left, of course, they've done the first review, and it is withering.
Yeah, well,
of Harry and Meghan, and it says the people who've been damaged here are Harry and Meghan. Yeah,
and I think that's probably true. But the other thing that comes out of this, if there was any chance of a reconciliation and they played a part in this, that's all over.
Yeah.